Hey, this is A of the Dawn, and this reading is for human design projectors, and the reading is for this month. How you guys doing? I am a fellow projector myself, and it would be nice to have a little guidance sometimes and to be able to talk to people without them feeling like it's too much. It's too much. You're too much. Can't even barely get two sentences out, and the person's eyes is glazing over. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I thought this would be nice for people like me and you. So we're going to look at what's hindering you, what you're doing right, and what can potentially help you in the future. Projectors, February, projectors, projectors. I wanted to let you guys know, because I don't ever say this while I'm doing this, that I give personal readings. It will really, what my specialty is helping you evolve, and helping you get in touch with your highest self, and what's and helping you heal from what may be hindering you from living your best life, and even beyond that, into your avatar, and your mission, your purpose here on earth, or in this incarnation. I can help you get in contact with karmic issues from past lives, and February. And also, a lot of you are business people. Like, in the way things are in our society now, in order for you to get the energy exchange that you deserve for your services that you offer people, is for you to make a template, or have a medium for you to present yourself as a business exchange. And so I can help you find out the best way, that your personal unique way and style of being able to develop that. Okay, so let's get into it. Projector, existing. Okay. So the two cards I see here in the middle of the deck, this is for projectors. In February, I see the Eight of Wands reversed, and then I see the Nine of Pentacles. So in the Eight of Wands is about moving fast. And so whenever you see a card reversed, it's saying that either it's too fast or too slow. You're being impatient. But this card is about you achieving a state of rest, as far as like working hard enough for you to enjoy the finer things in life, having your comforts around you, and just feeling like, I did it. It's not like a victory type thing, it's more like a comfort type thing. Like, you can take a little break, um, and enjoy all your hard work, and like hang out and maybe do a retreat for yourself, or and maybe you want this now, or you're not paying attention to the fact that the universe is telling you to go ahead and take a break. And it's just as important to have a lot of movement as it is to rest and enjoy. I feel like a lot of times projectors don't know the difference sometimes of, or the balance of when to take a break, or when to rest. And so we can maybe go to extremes of maybe taking too long of a break. And we were supposed to take 3 days off, not 3 months, from our mission, or working hard towards our goals. Or you're supposed to work of 7 days and take a day off, not work 3 months straight, burn yourself completely out, get sick, have to go to the emergency room, get on some type of pills, and restart all over again. It could be that drastic when it comes to I'm trying to find a good music that I want to listen to. I'm not. And then my dog is running around upstairs, making noise, distractions. Okay, so projectors, February. Projectors, February. I think we're shuffled enough here. And what is holding you back? Ace of Swords, reversed. The Hermit. The Two of Pentacles reversed. All right, so let's take a look at these two cards right here. Just give me a second to read them right quick. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords, which when it's upright, it's absolute mental clarity and just kind of like bosshood when it comes to your mental capacities. Like your mind is ripe and able to clearly depict what direction you need to go in. It's taking in knowledge and integrating it well. It's into your everyday life and you know, Titan. Um, but when it's reversed, it's saying there's mental fogginess, there's mental confusion, there's something that isn't clear to you. And then I pull the clarity card and it's the Hermit. Okay, and this is about, going within for self knowledge and also self nourishment. Taking stock of what's best, what is the best direction for you to go in as far as your self care, your self knowledge. Getting to know yourself, but getting to know yourself in such a deep way that you're okay with being alone. And you put these two cards together, it means to me that you're trying to integrate um your old way of life is changing, you know, and you're trying to integrate your new spiritual prowess. It's just kind of like where do where does what I have learned about myself fit in mentally into my life? And then I also pulled the Two of Pentacles reverse. And the Two of Pentacles is about being able to successfully juggle the physical realm, your work, your love life, just juggling career and home and balancing all those things out. And the things that you have learned about yourself, about life, is causing you some existential confusion. It's like you have the spiritual world on straight. You know what you know. You believe in what you believe in, and you're headed and are in the right place. But how you integrate that into your regular life, you don't know yet. So let's look at like what will help you. What will help projector. Okay. So we have the Eight of Swords here, and upright you see a woman who is bound and tied up, and she's not far away from the castle, but she's blindfolded and her back is turned and there's water at her feet, but it's shallow. So it's just kind of like she probably thinks she's about to drown and die, and like somebody has kidnapped her and about to take her away, and she's probably panicking. And she's just in a state of like existential terror. And the rope isn't even tied that tight, for God's sake. So it's just kind of like, this is a card is saying that you think that you're not free. It's in your head. When you turn it upside down, it's like the cage is open. You're free. Run out. That's what the universe is saying. You're free to go. You don't know you're free to go. You're staying in this state too long. That's what the universe is saying. There's no need for you to um, stay in the egoic state that I don't know what to do. I don't know what I want. You do know. You do know. But you've been told for a really long time that you're weird, that you're what you have to say, and the sacred knowledge that you hold isn't worth anything to anyone. Like, people's eyes has glazed over one too many times and you believe them. So you locked yourself away in this state. Like, should I speak? Should I not speak? Should I move? Should I not move? Well, damn it, I shouldn't move because nobody can see me or hear me. To me, this lady feels like she's invisible, you know. And when you feel like you're invisible, you put a gag order on yourself. And the universe is saying that you are a free bird, but you just don't. It's kind of like when somebody's been in prison for a really long time and you open up the gate and you're like, you're free to go. And you're like, so what does that mean to me? Because I've been locked away. I only know how to survive like this. I only know how to survive locked up. Like, what am I going to do with myself now? And the universe is saying this is something that, projectors don't get told a lot. And that's to share. You have a lot to give. You are so full of light. It is bubbling over. And if you look at this card, this person is pouring out these vessels and he's pouring it back into the water. It's giving back to spirit and it's pouring it onto the earth and helping things grow in the physical plane. No matter where you give, no matter who you give it to, you're going to get it back in return. You just have to know that you can let yourself go. You're free to speak. You're free to be seen and be heard in the ways that truly represent who you are right now, in the space that you're in right now. You've worked really hard for it. The Hermit is an ancient archetype and he has a lampshade. It's just enough light for him. But you see now the star is shining bright in the sky. The lampshade has turned into a really bright star. You spent a lot of time exercising this power that you have within, and you wielded the power so intensely and so immensely that you now have more than enough to give. This is a fear that you don't have enough, that I'm not enough, that I'm not going to win, I'm not going to be successful. So even though the universe is saying you're free to go, I'm still going to, hold back. And this card is saying that not only do you not have to hold back, you are being told to go forth with your purpose now, right now. It's almost like the universe is demanding for you to be great. Nobody's stopping you from being great anymore. You can let go. And not only are they telling you that you can be great, you can be great and fresh. The Page of Cups is about the Page of Cups came out after the Star. And the Page of Cups is all about immature emotions. And so this is something that's new to you. You're kind of like a babe. You're like a alien coming out for the first time and adventuring into New York. You know, you have a fresh take on life because honestly, you guys are late bloomers. You guys are highly sensitive people who are have been healing for a long time, and now you are reaching a point where you're going to start kind of coming out of the woods, coming out of your cave. And as you come out of your cave, your perspective is ancient. Your perspective is ancient, but it's fresh and it's new. It's something that people haven't seen or heard before from people like you. You know, you are every woman, you know, like that Whitney Houston song says, and you're every man. You're just like everybody else. You've been through a lot, and that was the whole point of you incarnating here on this plane at this time. You are an ancient god and goddess. You're a spiritual, deep, um, otherworldly being, and you have this message, and it's being told from someone who likes to twerk. You know what I'm saying? It's being told for somebody who knows how to use social media, Instagram, probably better than anybody else. You have this magnetism, you have this star quality, and a lot of you will probably be in entertainment. If you put these two together, you have like this it factor, and a lot of people have told you no, 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 not you. It can't be you. You know, you probably heard that. Why does it have to be you? Why you? You know what I'm saying? Because you're like the nerd, the offbeat, the beatnik, and you're different and you're weird, and a lot of people are afraid to not just fit in, but you're not that person. Look at this guy. It's like, why are you so fresh, but with your own style, and why do you have a fish in your cup? That's strange. But I like you because you're confident in yourself, and there's, you know, you're doing your own thing. You're here. You know what I'm saying? So people have to deal with it. And that's how I feel about it. It's like I'm here. I have to deal with everybody else. So people have to deal with me too. You know, it's like that. So let's see what you're doing right. February projectors. You know, the energy is like pretty weirdy-ish because of the solar eclipse. So I didn't want to wait until after all this energy passed because it will damn near be the end of the month. And I want to stay consistent. So I'm doing this anyway. So the two cards that I am seeing as far as while I'm shuffling, this card caught my eye, awakening. Okay? Awakening to your emotions, awakening to, you know, your new beginning, awakening and coming out of the dark ages within yourself. Just getting your life back, getting your life force energy back, moving on from the past, getting out of past life drama. And we see this person here who has mastered, because the tens in the tarot deck, or just in numerology in general, is about total completion, awakening out of the matrix kind of type of deal. So you have mastered your ego. You have gone into your ego, and you have got everything out of the ego, all the impurities out. You got all the negative thinking, and now you are a new creature. Okay, so let's look at what you're doing right. Projectors for February. The Empress. Temperance. Okay. And then the Seven of Wands. Alright. I'm reading it. question. I'm gonna start talking first. Okay. Okay, so what you're doing right, the Empress. All right, so the Empress is a pretty plush card to pull because she is pregnant with life, and that could be the life of yourself, even, you know. And she is also being nourished by life at the same time. You know, she is one with the Divine Mother, and she is the Divine Mother. She is very well taken care of, and she takes care of others. And so you're pregnant with life right now, and to say that's something that you're doing right, you have allowed your ideas and your creativity to ruminate inside of you to get to the point of where you're about to give birth to something. And let's see what you are giving birth to. And so, or what you're nurturing, what you're creating. And I pulled the Temperance card reversed. And so you've been working on how best to take care of yourself and what to eat, what to just in a mundane sense, like in a body sense, like sleeping and sleeping patterns, eating habits, working out, and being able to regulate all that and keep that up, as well as taking like all this creative energy and balancing all that out. And so some of you are either not doing this enough or you've gone to the extreme. And the Seven of Wands is telling you to persevere in this endeavor, to keep your stamina up, don't give up, because this is something that is that you need to sustain, probably not only just for the rest of your life, but whatever that spirit, the next steps in your development really call for you to get right, like get in shape, be your best self, you know, create the body, the mental, the spiritual practices that you need in order to sustain yourself. So this is something that you've been thinking about creating. And so when I see the Temperance card reversed, you know, I just see that there's still some work that is going on. Like, okay, you haven't quite gotten there. And also, it looks like your environment is supportive of the direction you're going in. I don't really see any hindrances as far as you having outside pushback. I don't think you really have that right now, because the energy I'm feeling is just kind of like an open-ended energy. You just have a little bit of purification you need to do within your own self. I think that you're so used to people, it being someone, something fighting against you, that, you know, you're not used to being like, I have time. I have time to get my mind right. I have time to get some clarity on my purpose, on what direction I'm going in, on what I want to create, on my health. Like all the extra stresses can be purged out of your system. So let's see what's going to help projectors in the future. February. Okay, so the cards that I see in the middle that caught my eye is the Ace of Cups and then the Five of Wands reversed. And the Ace of Cups is again another card about nurturing yourself, about kind of like being in the Garden of Eden and rejuvenating your energy. I went out for a walk today and I just felt like I wasn't, the trees and the earth wasn't penetrating me enough. Like I wasn't getting what I want to get out of this. As far as like rejuvenating my energy thing. Um, and then I see this Five of Wands reverse, and it just reminds me of the other thought I had that maybe I'm used to trying to get my energy from other people. Like my interactions with people, I'm talking about myself. But personally, my interactions with people have not been perfect. It hasn't been, most of the time it's not healing for me. Other people are, I'm healing for other people, but other people aren't healing for me. And so I've had to, just like the Hermit card is saying, um, just really spend a lot of time alone to understand myself and to understand how to um, get energy from the source and to back people out of it. Because the Five of Wands is about um, having feeling a social pressure to try to see where you fit in with everyone else, and the bickering, the banter that goes back and forth when people don't agree with your views. And when it's reversed, you may be letting your guard down and maybe giving up that fight as far as trying to get your needs met from other people. Maybe you're not doing that anymore. And that's something that's going to help you out in the future. What's going to help projectors in February in the future? Okay, projectors. So, what's going to help you guys out in the future is justice. So, you guys have achieved mental balance, being able to discern what's right for you, what's wrong for you, and being able to exert your power at the right times in a balanced way that's not only useful for you but useful for others. Um, you're taking your awakening and you are integrating it into the world in a fair way with other people. You're not making yourself above others. You know what I'm saying? You're not like making yourself mightier than thou. You have a balanced outlook on what things actually are. You're learning the art of give and take. And going back to what you're doing right, um, you're learning to take more. You need to learn to take more, to let other people, the earth, let other people give you the energy that you have put out for a really long time. And so, what's underneath the Justice card as far as what's going to help you in the future? I got the Queen of Cups reversed, and then I pulled the Devil. And so, I feel like there's going to be people that give you like bad advice, and to look out for that. It's like you've achieved this, and then other people may see you walking around balanced and happy, and they're going to tell you that, um, for instance, for me, I feel myself going through this. Like, random people are starting to come up to me and just talk to me, and tell people starting to tell me what to do or how to what to think almost. And you don't need anybody to tell you how to think. You know, you don't need anyone to tell you who you are anymore, or to direct and guide your life. And so I feel like there's this Queen of Cups is like a person, you know, and it could be your own energy, um, putting yourself out there, and maybe before you're ready to present yourself and your powers, um, a bad or improper use of your psychic abilities, or someone may be using their psychic abilities on you in an improper way by giving you unsolicited advice that it goes against your self-esteem and your highest good. And we have the devil reversed, you know, not letting your energy out, not letting yourself experience your growth, or um, just holding back, you know, instead of letting the energy out. And then you put these two together. It's like somebody that needs to harness their energy more and learn who they are more in the psychic realm before they present it to other people. Like balancing yourself out in these ways would be good for you in your future. You know, just keep working through those issues on how to um, integrate your newfound trust in the spirit world and who you are in the spirit world, and working it through into like your everyday life and into your platforms and your business. And this is just a process. But congratulations on all the hard work you've done in reaching out to this point. Like this is just kind of like developmental issues. And that doesn't mean stop, or that you're bad, or that you're doing something wrong. It's just kind of like a child learning how to harness their power. So they say no more, or they say yes to everything. Or you have to tell your baby, you can't give hugs to everybody. It's like you can't give your gifts to everyone. You need to take a break sometimes. There's some people you need to tell no. And so then I pulled the Two of Wands and then the Seven of Swords reversed. So the Two of Wands is about, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to learn how to use your discernment and make the right choices so that you can move forward. So there's going to be some forward movement. And the Seven of Swords is about, and say, because you are moving on and you're fresh to death, you know what I'm saying? You might experience jealousy from others, and or you might hold back what you know or your growth because you don't want to experience jealousy from others. There's just like this, it's like you're not used to this. You're not used to being out here like this. You're not used to potentially you potentially experiencing success for the things that you have to offer and the things that come naturally to you. These are all things that come naturally to you as far as using your psychic abilities and even nurturing and balancing. Like you're super already talented at that, but like taking it up a notch as far as not being a wallflower about it anymore is a challenge for you. And so later you're going to, because of all of these issues, it's going to feel like a loss. Like, man, you know, you're just going to open your heart more. Instead of it being such a mental thing that you hold in and try to work out in your mind, you're just kind of going to have to break down and share your experiences with like minded people, family, friends. This is like something that keeps going around and around for you. like, when is it okay for me to share? When is it okay for me to share? When is it okay for me to open up and be myself? How come I hit these walls every time I do? And honey, everybody does. It's okay. We all are developing ourselves. Like, we think that growing up stops at 18, and no, it does not. You are going to be, if you are actually living your life and you don't stop moving, then you will constantly hit challenges, hopefully, if you're lucky, because you don't want to be so bored that you're just like Jabba the Hutt and you're sitting there and just for the pleasure of eating and watching TV all day. So what are you doing? You're living, you're exploring yourself, and you're putting yourself out there, and you're putting your ideas out there, and you're trying to make innovative ideas workable in the outside world where people don't really accept you unless you've already been accepted by the masses, but you don't really have anything to worry about what's going to happen when you open up and stop sharing. We're going to open up. What's going to happen? So these are the cards that pop out in the middle. The Two of Cups is about partnership in a literal sense. And when I see the King of Cups here, I see that once you open your heart, and this stops being like a mental thing, and because the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Swords, all these swords, and then the Temperance card even, and the Two of Wands, and the Justice card. This is like all ways that you're still kind of like in your head, but not in your heart and in your feelings. And these are two cup cards, along with the Five of Cups. When you finally kind of stop having these mental battles and you just open up and start being vulnerable, you're going to experience kinship, partnership. There's going to be someone that you meet that's on your side, that understands you, that's patient with you, that's willing to work with you just the way you are, that loves you just the way you are, and that's emotionally mature enough to handle your purpose, and they actually have the same purpose as you. You guys are going to be looking at each other and seeing yourselves. It's going to be like a balancing of energies, masculine and feminine together, yin and yang. And this could be a soulmate situation. It could be romance. It could not be romance. But yeah, this is super calming. You guys deserve it. We deserve it. We never get this. Or when we do, it's not calm all the way like we would like it. Because we're calm. We might have like emotional turmoil on the inside, but we ain't trying to like, hurt nobody or nothing. We just are pent up like fraggles on the inside, and we don't ever get a chance to let it out. So it'd be nice to have somebody that will actually console us and stuff like that. So let's see what comes out when I actually pull the cards. It's going to happen once projectors open their hearts. Okay, so after going around in circles and stuff, as far as like, basically, you guys are like in a right arena as far as like your mission and your purpose goes and what you should be doing, but you might not be hitting the mark completely. And you need to take some time out to meditate. Just meditate every day on like your creative ideas and the new direction you're heading in. I think you're upset because you're still looking in your old bag for new tricks. Like you're looking in your current situation for something that you should be doing. In your current situation, you're actually moving away from it. And you look into your old or current situation for new answers, it's going to have you spinning your wheels. And so what you need to do is focus on new ideas and new projects that are coming in your mind and that are sparking your interest, and meditate on them at least like 20 minutes a day, just every day, until you actually feel like you're not spinning your wheels with old relationships, old situations, old jobs, old ways of doing things. You're actually free to go. You're free to go. Okay? So this has been your reading for February. I hope that I've helped you in some way. And I appreciate you liking and subscribing. If you would like personal guidance at all, don't hesitate to reach out. I'll talk to you guys next month. Peace.